Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk about how you can structure songs. I can remember that when I started making music I really struggled with the arrangement, since I didn't really knew when to put the drop, for example, or the hook. And today I'll show you how I arrange my hip-hop instrumentals and also my full EDM songs. Okay, let's get right into it. As you can see, I am already in FL Studio, and for this tutorial I'll just use 2 of my own beats, since I don't want to get any copyright problems later on. If you bought a beat on BeatStars, for example, link in the description by the way, you may be in luck cause some people export their beats with markers, so you already know which section is where. If you have a song that has markers, you can just double click on it to open it up in the sampler, and from there on right click on the audio waveform and click Edit in Audio Editor. In Edison you should be able to see all the different sections. I deleted all the markers and now I'll show you how you can identify every section in a beat to recreate the structure of a different beat or to just create a structure for your own beat. I would call this first section we have right here just the intro, since it's at the beginning and we also don't really have a lot of drums there, it's just introducing the beat. When you work in FL Studio and you are in the playlist, you can just press Ctrl-T to open up the sections where you can write the markers. If you have a marker, just right click on it and go to rename, and from there on you can type in your names. In this case, intro. For me, the intro usually stops after 8 bars, so it's the same in this case. If we just listen to the end of the intro, you can hear that the new section begins. You can clearly see that the next section ends here, since there's a sweep effect and also the mood changes up and the drums change. I would name this section hook, since we have an 808, full drums plus the sample, so that's pretty much the climax of the beat already. I usually like to put hooks right in the beginning after the intro, so you really catch the attention of the listener. As you can hear, this section starts with a pretty low amount of energy and starts to build up until we go back into the hook. This part is just the verse. I usually like to make it 16 bars. You can also make it 8 or 12, depending on what style of the beat you want and what pacing. As you can see, this was just pretty much the same as in the beginning. So we have another hook here and it goes for 8 bars until the second verse comes in. As you can hear, after the second verse, we just have another hook. As you can hear, this is a completely new part. It's not very similar to the verse or the hook, and this part is called the bridge section. You can think of it as a part C or something new that's leading you back into the last hook of the song. And after the bridge, you just get the hook again. And for the outro, you have a lot of possibilities. You could do a fade out. That's what they usually did in the 80s, so the volume is just decreasing over time. Or you could do a backspin with gross beat. Or you could just save some time, paste in the intro again, and change up a little bit of the instruments. And it still sounds very good, so let's just check it out. You can also hear that I use some vinyl crackles in the background. That's just to add another dimension of sound. It's just always important to layer your sounds, so it sounds better. And this is how my tracks usually look like. I'll once again use one of my own tracks, since I don't really like copyright strikes. I usually like to name my EDM parts a little bit different, so we don't have a verse here. That's what I call a break. And the hook is also now called a drop for EDM tracks. And intro, bridge and outro are just always the same. As you can hear, we don't have any extended intros, so we just have the usual intro of 4 bars. Even the intro had more energy than the next part, just to catch the attention of the listener. And now we get into the more chill part that builds up again, and that's the break.
Very nice. I think you talk a lot and that just bothers me. I know what I want and I know what you deserve. Very nice. It's not easy to say and I don't want to throw a curve at you. I think we're better.
As you can hear now, the energy increases very rapidly.
I think you talk a lot and that just bothers me. I know what I want and I know what
Really get like a deep sub bass here.
It's not easy to say and
I forgot to mention that part when I talked about different names. But in a hip-hop song, you just have the verse, basically. And in EDM songs, you have a break where it's a bit more chill. And then to build up to a drop, you have the build itself. As you can see in this song, I don't have 16 bars of every section. In this case, 4 bars intro, 12 bars break, and 12 bars build. And the section we just heard is the drop. As you can hear, after 16 bars, it changes back to the break. As you guys can see, back when I released this song, I did not really focus on the structure in the sense of like counting bars. So right now I have a break that's just 8 bars and the first one was 12, and there's nothing wrong with it, you can still do it. But if I would make a track now, I would probably try to make everything either 8 or 16 bars and not switch it up, since it's very difficult for a DJ, for example, to be prepared to just have 12 bars and not 16 before a drop. We have a completely new part now. As you can hear, it's just an instrumental without any vocals. So that's the bridge. And just like in the hip-hop arrangement, the bridge comes right after the drop and leads into the next drop.
It's not easy to say and I don't want to throw a curve at you.
After the second drop, we have the outro. In this case, the outro goes on for 8 bars until we have a tape stop effect to finish off the track. My usual hip-hop structure is intro, hook, verse, hook, bridge, hook, outro. My structure for electronic music is intro, break, build, drop, break, build, drop, bridge, drop, outro. There are a million ways you can structure your beat differently. You can maybe put a verse, then a bridge, and then a verse or something. There are pretty much endless possibilities. Only advice I can give you for EDM tracks is to keep it fairly simple, since you don't really want any DJs to have problems to mix in or mix out your track. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you're interested in more things that I do, check out my Instagram. Link is in the description. And please write a comment for the algorithm. Okay guys, see you next time. Bye!